Welcome to the Soulfire Podcast, where every day we talk about real life, real shit, real raw. On this show, you can expect us to dive deep into topics like marriage, parenting, money, business, feeling like you want to give up, fighting for yourself, just straight soul healing. This podcast is all about life. Hey there, it's Power Coach Alicia here, your source of fun, funny, exciting, entertaining, and educational life coaching, transformational speaking, and soul healing. We're talking about setting your soul on fire. I specialize in helping women put themselves first without feeling guilty, getting out of their own way, and finding themselves again. No fluff, no hand-holding, no bullshit here, just love, light, and peace as we journey through this thing called life. I always talk about how strong I am, and I wear my strength like a badge of honor. The same strength that I have within me that gives you the power that you need to fight for yourself, that soul fire that this entire podcast is built on, is also the strength that tears me apart in my soul. The past 3 weeks, I have been in severe physical pain. It started with my hands, which I do have arthritis. I already know that. I don't need a doctor to diagnose that. It's probably rheumatoid arthritis because I can tell with my knuckles and my fingers, the way they swell up and the way that they are and how my hands are starting to become deformed, especially my right hand, that this is an issue, right? It's not a new thing that I've had hand and feet pain. I've been dealing with this for about 3 years. Except for about 4 months ago, I got on some awesome liquid collagen, which I will definitely link in the comments below. And getting on this liquid collagen literally changed my life. I could sit Indian style. I could walk for longer periods of time without having to sit and take a break. I could type for 6, 7, 8 hours a day and my hands not be in excruciating pain afterwards. And I had finally found this vibration that I could operate at with my body and feel good, and my hands were feeling good. And I was just so excited that I could operate more at a normal level. And then 3 weeks ago, what I think actually triggered my hands and then, a whole chain of events was I went on a ride on the 4-wheeler with my youngest. And the bars were really cold and I was holding on to these bars and it froze my hands down to, its core. And then from there, I started having my hand pain again. And I thought, well, that's weird. I'm still on the liquid collagen. I'm still doing everything, but my hands are killing me. And so I did my best. I did everything I knew. I did cryotherapy. I did hot water therapy. I did my hand braces, my compression sleeves, ibuprofen, not ibuprofen. I mean, everything you could think of, I did it to help my hands. Well, I don't even know. It was a week and a half ago at the time that I'm recording this. I was getting some blood work done for my hormones to be checked. And, but I ended up going to the emergency room a couple of days after that blood work, due to the fact that I had extreme tingling all over my body. And I didn't know why I was tingling or what was going on. So I felt it was a good idea to go to the emergency room, get checked to see what was, happening inside my body. Well, the ER doctor found that for my blood work that I had low magnesium. So she told me to take magnesium, vitamin D, and B12. And then the following week, so 7 days later from that, I was to go to my OB, and then I would have the results of my other blood work regarding my hormones and all that sort of thing. So I get on the vitamin D, the B12, the magnesium, and I'm on it for 7 days. Well, a few days after that, so this is a Thursday that I go to the ER, we get to Monday, and I am exhausted. And I am not an exhausted human being. I'm not tired. I'm a go, go, go. That is not an issue for me. But Monday, I'm exhausted. I do all of my required sessions from 11 to 3. And at 3, I took the whole rest of the day off when I had planned to record podcast episodes. Tuesday came. I had my Soul Circle session. And I literally just broke completely down. And I told everybody how bad I was struggling and how hard of a time I was having and how bad my pain has been and how much I had just pushed myself through it and been strong. And it was such a great session because I felt safe enough in the space that I created for my clients that I could share what I was going through. And it was so fucking awesome. And then, I got my shit together because I broke down at the beginning of the session. I got my shit together and I was able to deliver that soul fire that I just, I show up and do. So I get off that session and that day's rough. The next day's rough. I go to get a massage and I'm crying during my massage. And then Thursday I go to, so this is 7 days after I was in the ER, I go to get the results back from my blood work from the hormone panel. And basically everything comes back great, except I'm vitamin D deficient. So when you add vitamin D deficient and I'm low in magnesium, I was literally a 1.9 on magnesium and 1.8, anything under 1.8 is low. So I was right at that borderline plus vitamin D deficient. And who knows, and this is what I was talking to my friend about, was I could have been slowly becoming vitamin D deficient over the last few years. And that could be why, I have been struggling more with my hands and having all of these other issues because I've noticed my energy level going down and down and down and down and down. I have noticed that, more often I'm having the issues with my hands and my feet. But this entire time that I was really struggling, it literally felt like I was, when you first get sick, your entire body is achy, then you end up getting sick, and then you're like, oh yeah, that's why I was achy, and then go to the doctor, get meds, the achiness goes away. Yeah, I was feeling completely achy, my muscles were fatigued, struggling to walk, couldn't do anything for myself, get myself dressed, do my hair, put on my bra, none of those things, could not open doors, like it was just ridiculous how bad everything was. And when looking at the vitamin D deficiency and the magnesium deficiency, the muscle aches and the joint pain, and it even said that it would exhibit signs like you have severe arthritis, but it would be because your body is struggling due to the deficiencies. So when I went to see my hormone doctor, she's like, yeah, you need to be on vitamin D. I've been on vitamin D for 7 days. She's like, yeah, how many, MCGs have you been on, or ICUs? That's what it is. ICUs have you been on? And I said 1,000. She's like, oh, you need 10,000 a day. I'm like, oh, well, shit, I was never going to feel better, So at the time that I'm recording this, I have been on vitamin D 10,000 ICUs for 4 days now. And it's like a day and night difference. The muscle fatigue has now disappeared. My feet are now doing much better. My hands are doing better. I did, take ibuprofen today, but when I look at the days since I got on the vitamin D, I have been doing better and better and better and better. Now, I've been on ibuprofen for the last 3 weeks off and on, but for the last 5 days straight. And I could still feel my pain at a 7-ish pain on a pain scale. And like today, my pain is at a 1, maybe a 2 on a pain scale. I wanted to take a second and interrupt this podcast episode to let you know that you do not have to do this alone and that I am here to help you. I am a master at helping you get out of your own way, put yourself first, and finding yourself again. And I do have an opportunity for you to book a free breakthrough session with me. And during this session, we're going to be uncovering what's holding you back and getting clear on how you got stuck and getting clear on when you got stuck and identifying what next steps you need to take and how I can actually help you. These breakthrough sessions are so freaking powerful that as people go on to work with me in my Soul Shift program and be my client, they constantly refer back to our first session. So although they're not a coaching session, you get so much from them to help you get on the right path, right direction, and get unstuck in your life that I would be doing you a huge injustice if I didn't share them with you during this podcast episode. So, if you would love to have your own free breakthrough session, all you got to do is message me on Facebook the word breakthrough. I will link in the description below the quick link to send me a message, but it's m.me/Alicia Willardson. Again, that's m.me/Alicia Willardson. So even with the ibuprofen before, it wasn't bringing my pain down that low. It really was not working. And so the reason why I'm sharing this with you, I first needed to tell you my story in order for me to tell you what I want to tell you, is I was never that honest with the people around me. I was never that open. My close friends, I mean, obviously my husband knew what was going on. My kids could tell because every night at dinner, the thing that I would change was how much pain I was in. Or my oldest would come in while I was getting ready for the day, doing my hair and stuff. And he would see me crying, attempting to put my hair up in a bun. Or he would come in after that and just see the aftermaths of me just sitting and crying because my hands hurt so bad. So my immediate family who lived with me knew how bad that it was, but I just wasn't telling anybody else. And by not telling other people, I wasn't allowing people to be able to be there for me to help me through this. And that's why I titled this episode, It's Okay to Not Be Okay, because I think so much, especially those of us that are so fucking strong, we just think that we've got to muster up the power, the energy, the courage, the strength to keep moving forward and doing all the things, even though we literally feel like we can't. And, thank God that in the week that I was basically having my emotional breakdown and my body was just not cooperating, I did have a day off in the middle of the week because it was my oldest birthday. But the thing about this is I should have just cleared my schedule and it been okay to not be okay. I should have just told my friends, you guys, this is the worst I have ever felt. I am not doing well. Daniel is dressing me and undressing me from head to toe. I'm not able to do my own hair. He's doing my hair. I can barely hold a toothbrush. I can't open doors. I shouldn't be driving. I should have been so clear and so open. And that's the other thing that I want to bring here is so many times we are willing to be there for other people and be their support and be their love and be their help and, just be there for them. But then we don't tell people what's going on with us so that they can give us that same love and that support back. And so it's you feel like friendships are one-sided and it's up to you, but in the same breath, you aren't even allowing them the space to show up for you. You're not allowing them to know what's going on enough so that they can be there for you the way you've been there for them. And so when you're not okay, it's okay. What's not okay is that when you're not okay, that you don't tell all the people that can help you, all the people that can give you the strength and the help that you need. And as soon as my friends found out, I'm not fucking doing good, they all rallied together and they brought us dinner every day for 4 straight days. And, you wouldn't think the dinner was too much, but with Daniel having helped me so much more than he ever has, I mean, he'd literally just have to sit in the room for an hour and everything I needed, he'd have to help me with, putting on perfume and putting on my deodorant and putting on my bra and putting on my shirts and my underwear, every fucking thing you can think of. That was a lot of stress on him because he had other things on his plate, but he knew he needed to be there for me every step of the way just in case there was anything I needed that I couldn't do, And so he's the one that cooks the dinner and that sort of thing around our house and homeschools the kids and does all of our bill calls and, all those sorts of things. And it was just such a hard week for him. And so him not having to worry about dinner for 4 nights was so amazing because he could just focus on everything else he was doing. Plus, the added of taking care of me. And if I hadn't told my friends what was going on, that would have just been something else on his plate, something else he had to do, something else that he needed to worry about. And so it is okay to not be okay. It's not okay to not tell the people around you that you're not okay so that they can help. And it's not about asking for help either. And that's something that I want to mention here. In this episode, I'm not talking about asking for help. I'm just saying, let the people know who love you what the fuck is going on so that if they want to help you, they can help you, they're able to help you. that they can show up for you. So you don't have to ask them to make you dinner. I didn't ask them to bring dinner. You don't have to ask them to do anything for you. I didn't ask them for anything. But they just decided that that's what they were going to do to help me. And so I'm just telling you that it's okay. It's okay to not be okay. It is not okay to not tell the people that you love that you are not okay. You don't always have to be strong and push yourself through and get over it and move through it, because you're not expecting the people around you to do that. You're not telling them like, you better fucking figure it out and do it on your own. And this is your deal and this is your thing. You're there for them and they should be able to be there for you, because whether you believe it or not, it really frustrates the people in your life that love you so much if you are there for them, but you don't allow them to be there for you. Those are good fucking people to have in your life. And if you have the people in your life that allow you to be there for them, but they don't give a fuck whether or not they're there for you and what you're going through, then those aren't good people to have in your life. And this is why there wasn't a podcast episode last week. I didn't have it in me. The entire week went by. I was not doing well. I did not feel good. My pain level was ridiculous. It was keeping me up at night. No amounts of ibuprofen was working. I wasn't sleeping. I mean, it was just so much that there was no space to record a podcast episode, because the time in my schedule, the little bit of time that I had in my schedule to record podcast episodes, I literally turned on the TV and did nothing for the rest of the day. It was that Monday. So probably by the time you're listening to this, it was last week. But who knows, how far along you are in the Soul Fire podcast and whatever. But it was a really rough week. I've never felt that sort of consistent pain. I haven't felt like my legs and that fatigue and not wanting to operate and the achiness. It was just such an odd thing. Plus, it was just fucking ridiculous. So I don't share this with you because I want you to feel bad for me or anything like that. I'm sharing this with you because I wanted you to know what I have been going through. One, why I wasn't here for our episode last week. And I'm giving you permission to not be okay, and taking away any permission for you to not tell the people that you love and who love you that you're not okay, because that's the only way they're going to be able to lift you up. I do have some amazing vitamins, or I feel in my soul that they're going to be amazing for my pain relief and the level of magnesium I'm going to be on, which I just got some stuff at Walmart for now, and the magnesium is working okay. But it's that higher level, better quality, better absorption stuff. And so I'm going to test it out first. But if I feel like the joint stuff that I'm on is working really well, then I'm going to do an entire episode on the podcast here all about it. And then I'll link to it. But for now, I'm going to link the collagen in the show notes, just because it has been so unbelievable for me in general, just like aches and pains. It really did help my hands and my feet and my swelling so freaking much that I swear by it. And so I have to share it with you. So I will link that in the show notes. And I just want to say thank you so much for loving me in this journey and supporting me where I am. And I am so excited to continue this podcast and rocking and rolling it. So just remember to always say yes to yourself more than you say yes to other people. It's always about progress, not perfection. And it's so fucking important to give yourself some grace, especially when you feel like you have nothing left to give. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much for listening to the Soul Fire podcast. I truly appreciate you taking out your time to be here. I would love it if you would subscribe and share. And at the end of each episode, head over to community.soulhealingzone.com. Again, that's community.soulhealingzone.com, and share with me, what was your number one takeaway? What really connected with you? What got your fire lit? What was something that you absolutely loved about this episode? I cannot wait to continue creating more episodes with you, connecting with you, and helping you through this journey on this thing called life. I'll see you later.